Good afternoon all. I'll give you a wee salute. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just out of walk. I'm just out of walk now with the dog. There he's there. So whilst I was out, I was thinking about, well, I'm doing the West Highland Way this year with a big pal of mine. So I wanted to speak a wee bit about the West Highland Way, the pitfalls and the and the stuff to beware of. Hang on now. So I've done the West Highland Way twice. I've probably done it about maybe 3.5 times all in, and when I say 3.5 times, what I mean by that is I've completed it twice, doing it all at once. But I've also done 2 and 3 days at a time at different bits, which probably makes up for another, I don't know, maybe 1.5 times the actual West Highland Way. So I've done it, say 2 or 3 times, which is all good. Now, the first time I've done the West Highland Way was, I think it was 2001. I can't remember. It was maybe 20 or 21 years ago, maybe 22 years ago. But however, somebody had given me vouchers for my Christmas, for sports vouchers, for Debenhams, would you believe? So I went to Debenhams and I didn't have any gear. So I went to Debenhams and I bought a pair of Nike hiking boots. I can't remember what it was. I think they were 70 quid's worth. And I thought, they're the very dab. They're perfect. They're ideal. They weren't ideal because Nike don't do walking boots. They don't do walking boots the way that Scarpa do walking boots. That's for sure. Now, my feet were shot to bits with these things. And there was a couple of reasons for that. One of them was, in fact there was a few, more than a couple of reasons. One of them was the boots weren't fit for purpose for a start. The second one was they didn't fit me because I thought I'm wearing size 10 boots and shoes. And I'm actually an 8.5 and a 9. 1 foot smaller than the other, or 1 foot bigger than the other. So what I done was, during the walk, my feet were absolutely shot to bits wearing these boots. They were an absolute nightmare. So what I decided to do the second time I done it was to go and get myself properly measured for boots. And I went to Mountain Warehouse and the guy was great. He was absolutely terrific. And that was when I found out that I had 1 foot bigger than the other. So the smaller of my feet, he put a packer in the boot for me so that the two of them fitted really nice. They fitted snug. The problem with getting blisters on anything when you're walking is ill-fitting boots, because if your boots don't fit right, your foot slides about on the sole and that rubs, and that's when you get the blisters. Now my feet were absolutely shot to bits. So after 7 days of walking the West Highland Way, when I got to Fort William with these Nike things, we went out at night for a pint and I couldn't walk. My feet were that sore. It was horrendous. So I got the different boots for Mountain Warehouse, measured up, and I thought I'd invest in something a bit better than what I had, and I did, and they were really, really good, and they lasted me for 10 years. But I've got new boots now. So one of the things to prepare yourself is make sure you've got proper footwear, and go and get good boots and walk them. Get at least 200 or 300 miles under your belt before you go and tackle the West Highland Way. The West Highland Way isn't easy, so don't think for a second that the West Highland Way is easy, because it's not. It's tough. It's very, very challenging in bits. There's a bit of it called the Devil's Staircase, and that says it all for me. The Devil's Staircase. It's a nasty climb just outside, just as you head into Glencoe from the King's House Hotel. So you're going across the Devil's Staircase and up, and then back downhill towards Kinlochleven. So there's bits of the West Highland Way is really tough. Now the distance is 96 miles or so. Some people run it, some people do it in bikes. I walked it, because you can, well, I'm not fit for running it, that's for sure. Wait a minute, I get this dug. So footwear is one of the key things on the West Highland Way. Make sure you've got the right footwear. The distance is fine. Now, as I said, don't underestimate this thing, because there's bits on the West Highland Way, talking about the Devil's Staircase, the terrain that you're actually walking on can be can be painful going on your shins and on your lungs. Now, when I say that, sometimes that's the problem when you're doing things like that, is that actually it's the terrain that you're walking on, which can be pretty brutal. So don't be thinking that you can just go and mosey on up there and do the West Highland Way and it's a doddle. Some folk can do it, but if you think like that, you could be in for a rude awakening, which will not be good for you. Get across the road. I'll get out of the way. Get out of the way with this doggy mine. Aye, so don't underestimate it. Don't treat it like a cuddly toy, because it's not a cuddly toy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let my dog off his lead. Come on. That guy's on bikes coming towards me, I better keep him on. Anyway, right, so where was I? Distance and terrain. Aye, so make sure you're physically ready for it. Make sure that you're fueled every day with the right food, because it's, for some guys it's a week-long pub crawl, because there's pubs all along the way. So you maybe walk for 5 or 6 miles, end up my boozer, put 4 or 5 pints in you, and then you discover that you've actually got another 8 or 9 miles to walk. And I'm doing it this year carrying my gear, so I'm camping this year, so I'll certainly be watching what I'm doing when we drink. Make sure you're fueled properly, full English in the morning. That's all well and good, but it's not a weekend away, you know, knowing you're doing things like this. So get the right thing in you. Make sure you're fueling your body properly. Hydration, plenty of water. You'll need it. Now, I've walked the West Highland Way when it's been pissing with rain. I've also been walking the West Highland Way when it's been blistering hot. So be prepared. Take the mountain code into consideration, because it's really changeable, especially in somewhere like Rannoch Moor. Now, you can get 4 seasons in one day within 15 minutes there. It can be glorious sunshine, the next thing you know it's blowing a gale, lashing with wind, lashing with rain, blowing a gale, and you could have sleet blowing through it. Horrendous. So be prepared with waterproofs. Clothing, lightweight clothing all the time. Decent waterproofs. Use the backpacking service. If you're doing this by bed and breakfast in the hostels, use your backpacking service, because it's absolutely terrific. And just take a lightweight a day sack for your camera, your phone, your waterproofs, a couple of snacks, some water, and that's great. First time I done it, maybe walked for 2 or 3 days, humphing jackets and jeans and training shoes. And that was us staying in bed and breakfast, but we didn't realise that you could get a backpacking service. Anyway, do a wee bit of research into the backpacking service before you do it, because they're great. They'll take your stuff onto you to your next destination. All you're doing is carrying lightweight stuff, and it's great. Fueling yourself, putting the right stuff in you, plenty of rest. Now, another thing is the time of the year to do the West Highland Way. I've always done the West Highland Way at the end of May, beginning of June, just before the midges arrive. Because if the midges get you, the midges can ruin everything, especially if it's damp. Wait a minute, I get the dog. One sec. There's the boy. He's not gone with me. So, we spoke about getting plenty of water in you. Get plenty of rest at night. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Rest up well. Now, the West Highland Way is a fabulous thing. It's a beautiful thing to do. So, by the way, you will enjoy it, but you won't enjoy it if you don't take it seriously. Because you could end up with an injury. You could end up phoning your wife or your girlfriend, your partner, your boyfriend, or whoever, to come and get you, to come and pick you up at Inversnaid or the Drovers, because you're shot to bits. I'm 55 this year. I'll be 55 when I do this, so I'm not as fit as what I used to be. So I'm trying to get a wee bit of training in prior to doing it now. It's the middle of February 2021 just now. I'm in the middle of a lockdown again, so I'm trying to get as many miles under my belt as I can. I've got a new pair of boots, so I'm getting them broke in so that my feet will be nice and comfortable when I'm doing the West Highland Way. What else did I want to speak about during the West Highland Way? Camping. I've never done the camping before. I've actually just got into wild camping last year with my big pal, Big Alan. Big boy about town, a big gentleman. So him and I are going to be doing it with our union flags, and we're going to have a bit of a celebration, and he'll know what I'm talking about if he watches this wee video. So let's go, big man. It's all on you and I. There's some great bed and breakfasts along the West Highland Way. There's some decent hostels, and there's plenty of pubs. There's plenty for eating, there's plenty to see, and there's plenty to enjoy. Don't let the midges ruin it for you. Make sure you've got your insect repellent or your midget nets. Wait a minute, I need to put my hood up. Give me a wee second. Anyway, it's soaked. That's us now, there's a wife coming with a dog. Hang on a minute. Buddy, come on, son. I'm barking here, you know. Well, the wife doing the same. Hiya. Right, so what was I talking about? Being prepared, midges, aye, insect repellent, take your insect repellent. I use Avon Skin So Soft, it's pretty good, but apparently there's better stuff than that. So I need to look into that. Actually, the first time I done it I had 100% DEET, stinks, greasy, oily, but worth a treat, it's really good. The Avon Skin So Soft can be a wee bit like that as well, I suppose, but at least you smell nice with it. So, camping, as I said, oh no, sorry, what I talk about is waterproofs. Make sure nice pair of lightweight trousers, lightweight jacket or a poncho, something that's going to keep you dry. Now when I do the West Highland Way, when I've got waterproofs on, I'm sweating like a pig. So if you get something that's breathable to get a bit of air round about under your arms, it's actually quite good walking in the rain when you've got shorts on. So if you've got these walking trousers where you can detach the bottom parts of the legs below the knee, magic, they're terrific. Lightweight t-shirts, no cotton, you'll absolutely roast. If the weather's good, you'll be sweating like a pig. So I'm going to be using this year, I've got Under Armour heat gear, which wicks the sweat and the heat off your body. They're really, really good, they're quick drying as well. So that's my attire, so it'll be a nice lightweight t-shirt, lightweight shorts, or a pair of combat trousers that I've got for my dog walking with him. British Army MTP camouflage, tracking things. Hang on there, I'm thankful for that. That's him done. So, that's pretty much things that you need to watch out for in the West Highland Way. It's beautiful, you'll love it, it's absolutely terrific, and when you've got it done, you'll look back, and if you've got a GoPro, or you've got something that you can actually record your trip on, record it. Get plenty of photographs, plenty of footage of what your experience is, and put it online, put it on YouTube. I've got a new tent coming today. It's a Van Gogh Nevis 200. I've actually got the Halo Pro 200, but it's too heavy. It's 3.7 kilos, really bulky, and I'll put a video up about that just shortly, just to let you see what the Van Gogh Nevis is like next to the Halo 200 Pro, because there's about 1.7 kilos of a difference in weight. The pack size is much better as well. Ideally I want to try and keep my carrying weight to about 15 kilos, that's all in, that's for a week. Anyway, I don't think I've got much more to say about the West Highland Way at this moment in time, but if I do, I'll come back to you. Voila. There's folk coming with dogs. Hang on there. Buddy, come on son, this side. No, we'll keep talking. Phone's pinging away here. Aye, so there's certainly plenty to do and plenty to see. There's plenty of water holes for you guys and you lasses that's wanting to go on a drinking session for 7 days, because you can certainly do that, and it's absolutely terrific. There's some great bits. Buddy, come on son, hey, come here, come on. There's some great bits you can stop at every single day. So if you're doing it over 7 days, you can do it over 7 days, but there's one day in that 7 days where you've got to do 19 or 21 miles. I can't remember what it is, but it's a sare one, so be prepared for that. There's a map maker, a map manufacturer called Footprint. They're based in Stirling, and if you have a wee look online, you can buy a map of the West Highland Way, and it's split into sections. For example, Mulgai to Drimmen. It shows you per mile, it shows you landmarks, and it tells you a bit about certainly as you get further into the walk, like Doonbothy, Bar Bridge on Rannochmoor, places like that, King's House Hotel, ski resort, all that sort of stuff. You get to find out about that, and it's really, really good. But invest in one of the maps. They're waterproof, bit of tenner, comes in a polythene sleeve thing that you can keep in your combat shorts down the leg. Wait till I see who this is pinging me text. Come here, you. Hang on there. Oh, it's a big man himself. That's Big Alan. That is you that's pinging on the phone, Big Un. I'll answer them in a wee second. I'll get this video done, then I'll get straight back to you, pal. But anyway, so that's the big man that I'm doing the West Highland Way. What a character. He's an absolutely diamond. He's an absolutely brilliant guy. A 24 carat diamond, I would say. Still going, yeah. He's some boy. Your team's playing tonight, so I would imagine that's what you say. That's what he's on the text about. Anyway, so it's him and I that's doing the West Highland Way. Big 6'5" handsome dude, and a 5'10" even handsomer dude. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a great laugh. We're going to have a great time. He's a more experienced camper than I am, certainly when it comes to the wild stuff, so I'll take a wee steer off him. I know the route as far as the West Highland Way goes, which is fairly simple, but he's just a big character. He's a good lad. He's a great guy, actually. Anyway, but you'll see, we'll be doing a video when we're doing the West Highland Way, and we're going to get away a wee bit wild camping prior to going as well, just to get these tents tried out. I think I was looking at the Mongar 2, which is a copy of the MSR Elixir 2, but it's a wee bit like the Big Agnes as well, the Blacktail 2. The downside of that tent is you've got to put the inside of the tent up before the fly sheet, which is alright if it's good weather, but if it's no good weather, the inside of your tent's going to get wet. So I've opted for the Nevis 200 that you can just pitch it all at once, 5 or 6 minutes. But I can't wait till that tent comes, actually, because I'll get that pitched in the garden or in the park. My garden's, would you believe my garden's too wee for a 2-man tent? It's a nightmare. Anyway, so what I'll do when that tent arrives, I'll take that out of the big football park where I live, and I'll get that pitched and make a wee video of that. I've seen some good ones on YouTube, actually, so I'll add mine to that. Right, listen, we're done. Hear a car coming. Hang on, wait, I get this done. We're done for this now, so I'm going to unlove you and leave you, troops. So have yourself a good day. Queen's 11 are on the night, so it's Royal Antwerp away. Knockout phase, UEFA Cup. Let's go. Catch you.